Hi folks, welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl. Sorry about the horrible quality last time. That's been fixed. So, when last we left off, we were Heros Acropolis, and we were standing over this staircase. To go down, we press Shift, click. And now we're down. This is dungeon level 2. There's a bat. Dungeon level 2 is probably going to be pretty easy, but it can always have horrible things. There can always be horrible things in this game. The game doesn't care. It has a random number generator-ish kind of system for determining what monsters you might see, and it can produce things that are much deadlier than you were expecting, or than you deserve. It doesn't care about what you deserve. So if we find anything super scary here... Oh, a shaft. That could be scary. We don't want to step on that. Falling down a shaft will send you down extra dungeon levels. We're character level 3. We could fall quite far and end up in a place that would be very dangerous for someone only level 3. Ah, we've become hungry. Hunger is a constant clock in this game. This chunk of bat flesh is rotten and we can't eat it. So let's just shift click, let's just drop it. We could eat this bread, but bread rations are quite filling, and we're only hungry. We're not close to starving quite yet. But being hungry in any way reduces your stats, I believe. If I'm wrong about anything I say, I'm not surprised, and you should tell me. I don't know this game in and out, but there's a wiki if you want to know the specifics. Just find that wiki. Goblin, Kaded. Giant newt. This question mark means it hasn't seen us yet. Oh, and by the way, it looks harmless. It used to look at least somewhat threatening, but because we're level 3 now, it's worm food. Actually, no, it's minotaur food, because we're going to chop its corpse, eat it, and our hunger goes away. You can only eat chunks, which are those chunks of meat from butchered animals. You can only eat those if you're hungry or hungrier, because why would you eat chunks of raw flesh unless you really needed to? So we're gonna wait for this kobold to come around the corner and then chop it up. Kobold corpses have this skull green bad face, and it means this meat is poisonous. So don't bother chopping them up. You'll just get sick. More kobolds, standard early dungeon fare, just like in most RPGs. There's an exit. I like to explore. In the early game, I just explore the whole place because you want to try and find loot and stuff. Later in the game, with more advanced monsters and scarier dungeon levels, you probably don't want to like spend too much time. Ooh, that's very interesting. Glowing means either cursed or magic, so it could be cursed, it could be magic. Uh, If it's cursed, that kind of sucks, because we've been training swords so far, and we're pretty good at it, but we have no aptitude in axes. But if the axe is magical, we could easily switch and start training. I kind of want to know if it's magical or cursed. If it's cursed, I don't want it. So I'm going to try one of these scrolls. I found 2 of them, so if I use one, I'll have one left over that I have identified. So to identify a scroll, you have to try using it. Okay, this is a good sign. I clicked on the scroll, it brought me to this, which is showing all of my items. This means that the scroll is probably either a enchantment scroll that makes weapons or armor better, or a identifying scroll, which identifies what stuff does. It could also be a scroll of uncursing. If I clicked on this cloak, it would uncurse it. I'm going to hope that it's an identifying scroll and use it on this hand axe. Ooh, it was a scroll of identify, and this is a sweet hand axe. Let's see. Let's do a comparison. This long blade, this falchion, is accuracy +2, damage 8, 130%. This is accuracy +3, damage rating 7, and the same delay. But it is +1 to hit, +4 to damage. So yeah, it's definitely better. I'll use it for now and start training up axes maybe. Axes are pretty good in the long run. I don't know why stealth would even be a thing. Anyway, so we've got a sweet magic axe. And we've got another identify scroll. So we could maybe identify this glowing short sword, but nah, we don't even want to use short blades because they're a separate skill. Alright, continue exploring. Kobold hasn't seen us, but the goblin has, so let's just back up and wait for a while the goblin appears and kill it. And the kobold has been wandering around because it doesn't know we're here. We'll kill him too. We're just gonna genocide this whole dungeon. Gold, an adder, troglodytic reptile. Okay, well I think there are actual troglodytes in this game. Maybe not. But anyway, yeah, it's dead. We've reached level 4. I feel agile. I think that's just a fighter, or no, it's I don't know what it is. You get random stat ups at levels. Some levels you get a stat up in a stat you don't choose. Some levels you get to choose a stat. More doors. Doors, yeah, you can walk up to it or you can click on it in certain ways. That was pointless. Let's just press the Auto Explore button. Auto Explore will stop when you start getting hungrier, but there's nothing for it right now. I don't want to waste our bread ration just yet. Here's a hobgoblin. Killed him. A toadstool grew from a corpse over here. That's a thing that happens in this game. Once a corpse rots enough, stairs leading up. Once a corpse rots enough, a mushroom will grow out of it. These mushrooms can do various things. Okay. Oh, that's a dart trap. Interesting. I'm also getting darts thrown at me. That big wide room was not a good place to fight all three of these things. So I'm just gonna let them come to me, kill them all in this hallway. Worms are slow. And worms are also not poisonous, surprisingly, so it will fill our belly. We are no longer hungry. Found a potion. We might consider using one of these at some point. If I get hurt, I'll start quaffing them to see if they're healing potions. Smash this giant gecko, grab some more meat. There's no real reason to not chop up things that you can chop up and just take the meat around with you, because if you just leave it on the ground, it'll rot anyway, so you might as well have it rotting in your backpack. I mean, not if you were actually doing this, that would suck, but because this is a game, it doesn't matter to me. Giant newt, you can switch now. Hungry again, good thing we have some rancid newt meat. Splint mail. This is actually better than the armor we started out with, so that's cool. We'll probably want to wear the heaviest armor possible. Note the time. I just clicked on the splint mail. Oh, my cloak prevents you from wearing the armor. I see, because it's cursed. Well, that sucks. I'm going to just try some more scrolls. Oh, it worked. It was a scroll of remove curse. I forgot that remove curse, you don't have to click on it. It just automatically works and uncurses everything you have. So, great. I wanted a remove curse scroll, and I got lucky. Clicked on it my first try. So now we can put on the armor. Note the turn count. Yeah, it takes a long time to put on armor. Grab these in case I ever find a sling and ever care about having a sling. I don't know. Might as well grab stuff. Killed the bat pretty easily. Bats are annoying. Killed the kobold. Gold. And money. Cash money. Dart. Dead kobold. Throwing net. Torn. Yeah, it's pretty useless. It already got used. I'll just grab this dart. So these escape hatches and that other thing we saw over somewhere else that looked like the same thing only in the ground. These will send you up or down a dungeon level, but there's no going back, so they're not like two-way things like the stairs that we usually use. You want to avoid those especially if you're going down, because then you're just hurling yourself into the unknown, and you'll probably die. But if you're about to die where you are, it can't usually it can be a good idea, because it can't possibly be worse, right? Butcher an adder corpse, yes. Cockroach is questionable. This meat, if the dark green poison face means that it's just poisonous and it'll hurt you, the lighter green means that it is produces meat that can cause nausea. So you can eat it if you need to in a pinch, but you probably don't want to. No. Okay, so we've got good clean meat from the adder. We can drop this rotting gecko flesh and be on our way. Staircase up, and we're done exploring. So let's go over to this. Oh, okay, goblin's still here. I finished exploring. You somehow are alive. We'll go to here, and we'll leave off here.